What's up, everybody? Oh, shit, Travis. Hey, man.
Whoa.
How are you?
Yo.
The fuck?
I magically appeared out of nowhere.
You have 15 seconds to tell me about your week in UFS.
My week in UFS was great. I played Kaden, and then it got beaned because...
You mean Caden?
Yeah,
Why
whatever.
are you saying Kaden?
Because that's the way I pronounce it.
Caden 3 dot. What happened to the card?
Dragon Tongue got eroded. Or not Dragon Tongue, Water Freezes got eroded.
Do say that.
And it was...
What does it say now?
It used to say neither player can blow up stuff in your staging area or cause cards to leave your discard pile due to effects. And now it says only your opponent cannot do that to you, so Dragon Tongue does not work with it anymore.
Yay.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
now it works as intentionally functional.
Yep. So let's study highlights for the unenrolled as we take a bunch of your guys' UFS topics, we settle some of our own. We sit down and discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. Whew. The first set we talked about was the Jasco core set from Discord of should reprints exist and blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is designing the perfect UFS set. Now, with that said, I'm going to
we wanted short. We wanted short topics.
Wanted short
And
topics.
you go with designing
Reset.
a set.
We have 15 minutes as a group of 4 people. What does
To
it take
design a set.
to design a good UFS set? Now, I realize it's an opinionated piece, so please bear with us. If you don't like the opinionated ones, skip to the next video.
Or call us out.
Or just mute it so we have the view time. So, Michael, you're super new to the game.
Yeah.
What I want you to do is I want you to ask questions. That's your job.
Okay.
Like, why do you feel this way? Be the audience. Fair?
Okay.
James, how do you make a perfect UFS set, man?
I mean, I have a perfect set in mind,
Yeah?
and I really do like Seventh Cross, but I also really like Soul Calibur.
Okay.
Just the fact that everyone gets an action, an asset, cool attacks, cool foundations.
And so you think action, asset, foundation, attack, that should be the way that it goes?
Yeah.
You should think everybody should have a little everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
You think that it should still have the 9-card format?
Maybe a little more.
Maybe a little more. So in order to do that, you got to have 18 cards.
Yeah.
You think that's fine? So there was a
Sure.
set like this from
Darkstalkers.
Darkstalkers that there were significantly less characters, but it was just as big as like normal sets. And everybody had 18. And everybody had like character, 2 actions, an asset, a bunch of we'll just look at BB Hood. She's the example. 2 actions, 1 asset, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 foundations. So that's more of what you're looking
Sweet.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that would be very good for a set because it not only opens up more design space because they have to focus less on characters and more on character support, which means they have more time to design things.
Oh, this also had structure decks, and I don't know how many cards they have in those. I don't know if it's the same format.
I
1, 2,
think it's the same.
3 cards. I'll check. You guys keep talking.
So. But yeah, I think that is a very
find
good
Felicia.
way to design a set because that opens up so much more design space for them if they have to focus less on characters and more on character support, which means they can also make symbols that are less relevant more relevant by giving them more cards of support.
Yes, that is
I
the
like
case with the. It is the case with the whatever cards. 3 specialty cards because Felicia has 2 actions or 2 assets and 1 action. So 3 specialty cards, 7/7.
I mean, so does Bishman. Bishman has 2 assets, 1 action.
Correct.
His action.
How do you feel?
bullets. So I'm gonna sound the same like I did on the last week's topic of favorite set. But like I'm a fan of how they worked King of Fighters as a set with the team format. How like each team shared 1 to 2 symbols all the way across. And so when you built things to where they match sort of. And then you could build giant archetypes from all 3 of the characters' things. So like it was like having the 18 characters, but instead having the 18 cards from 1 character, but you have like 27, but really maybe like only about 18, 19 work. And you really only play like 14 really hard and 1 or 2s of the others.
I think me and Travis got to switch spots because I'm actually more in line with that. I did some math, and what bothers me the most about UFS is like how overpowered symbols are. The word universal doesn't really apply when it comes to the difference between, I don't know, like all and chaos right now. Like all is nutty and it does everything, and chaos does nothing and it sucks. And so like
It didn't used to be the way.
it did not used to be that
All
way.
used to suck.
And chaos used to be crazy.
Yeah.
And so because of
King
we
of Fighters
shouldn't have this ebb and flow of which symbols are good or which aren't. It very much feels like a Street Fighter Pro League, where I saw a video where like top level Street Fighter players are like, well, I don't actually get to play the character I want. I get to play the character that Capcom wants to have on stream. I don't want to play Cammy. I don't want to play Cammy or Balrog, but those are the best two characters, so I have to play them. I can't play Ryu because of how middle of the pack he is. I can't play Armika because she sucks. Obvious examples. I don't know very much about the
I
game.
think one of the things that came down to it was just like Capcom only wants characters that people know, or they want characters that the sponsors want on the screen.
Yeah, so like
is what it came down to.
That's lame, but not necessarily the topic. But
yeah,
to hit that correlation, what matters to me is that I want equal representation for all symbols. I want cool chaos cards as well as cool all cards, as well as cool life cards, as well as cool order cards, as well as
just
cool.
Give Maxi chaos.
And so like, I guess
balance everything.
He has still been played under all. So we still
yeah, but chaos could do stuff now.
So the thing about like all of these symbols is, if we did it, we'd have to have a minimum of 12 characters in each set with 9 cards of support in order to hit 3 cards of all symbols, and designing all of those cards plus having an end of card set is a lot of work for playtest. Like, it's a ton. Like, even these 147 cards, like, we know how not how little playtest, but how time crunched playtest is when it comes to these cards. This Darkstalker set is 147 cards, and that's not including any end of set cards. And
there
even
were no back end set cards.
there are a couple. There's a box topper as well as 2 promos that came out randomly. Yeah. But we didn't get anything cool like Puncher Judy. We didn't get anything cool like Coffee Sample. We didn't get anything cool like the Fatality or Brutality or Outworld Marketplace. Like, these cards honestly make those 2 sets stand out so different. Like, wouldn't have Dark Cherry Toe if we didn't have these end of card sets that didn't necessarily.
Yeah, without this set, we don't have Cherry Toe.
Yeah, duh.
We don't have Cherry Toe to get taken over.
So, including all of that, it'd be 9 times 16 plus an extra 9, possibly an extra that's
I'd
so
be
many
down for
cards.
the way Red Horizon is, where it's like I think there's 9 characters, or it's not 9.
We can look.
We can definitely look.
We can look. You're down for the way Red Horizon is.
Yeah, with how much end cap there is, because like to me that filled out so much space for like what symbols needed.
Oh, 21 characters
minus the 5 for. So minus these 3,
1, 2,
4,
3,
so 9, so 8, 12. There are 12 characters.
Really good podcasting, guys. Good job. Yeah,
Well,
I was counting. You just have to talk.
I told you it was 12.
Yeah.
You minus the 5 Kriegers, the 3 end
Sure.
caps, and Natali,
Sure.
the box topper.
So you want to see it this where
I'd like
end of card set is more focused on?
Yeah. Where like it's obvious, like it's easy to have like characters that just do things. Like, they've been designing characters for like 5-7 years now. They should have it down. What they need is to fill out the back sets that do stuff for other things in the game.
What do you think, Jeff?
I'd actually be super down for more ends of set stuff and more focus on that, because whenever I look at a set and I look at the end of set stuff, I always think it's super cool. So like, we have Withering Toxin or whatever that card is.
I love that card.
Firefly Gunner. Like, that card's really awesome. So cool. And has such great design.
Should have been a character in the set.
I agree. I'd play her.
But and stuff like especially like Minato's card that didn't make it into his character didn't make it in the game, but his ultimate move did, Hellward Bound. That has a really cool design. It's the +3/+6 if you have no cards in your discard pile, and then it can also flip to discard a attack from your card pool.
Yeah, I think the form flip's like the only playable part. You're gonna catch people real off guard with the.
It's still a really cool idea.
You're right. It is very cool design.
Yeah.
Maybe a little steep of a cost, but cool design nonetheless. Yeah, I think my personal opinion when it comes to designing the perfect set is focus on symbols. Make everybody even. Make sure the symbols do what they're supposed to do. Look at all the ultra rares of everybody and be like, hey, how do these compare to each other? Which if each set should have 3 ultra rares that every single character can play, right? Because of the way symbols work. Do I want to play all 3 of these ultra rares and all 3 of these in every character? Every character that can? This card's not good enough. pump it up. This card's too good, bring it down. Like, this is how perfect design should be, is you get to compare all the rarities of, like, we talked about Ultra Rares 1,000 years ago, that the best Ultra Rare that's ever been printed is Ultimate Undead.
Yes.
Ultimate Undead is...
Ultimate Undead is the best Ultra Rare that they have ever printed.
Everybody wants to play it. Lord Raptor 1 Dot really wants to play it. Like, really
Ultimate
wants to
Undead's
play
a
it.
very good card just by itself, but in Lord Raptor, that thing's nuts.
It's 4 low for
7.
7.
Powerful 3.
It's a 6/3
with a 2 high block.
Commit every time you play an attack card, discard a
one
card.
foundation.
Commit a foundation. Every time you play an attack card, discard a card, draw a card.
And it counts as being reviewed.
And Lord Raptor's ability is respond after you review a foundation. All of your attacks get +1/+1.
Neat.
Respond after you review a non-attack card, or after you review an attack card. All your non-foundation cards get -1 to their block mod and -1 to their difficulties.
I like that.
Lord
Yes.
Raptor was really sick.
It's
And
still
so
nuts.
in Lord Raptor, it pumped his attacks to 1,000,000. In not Lord Raptor, hey, this is an attack card and 3 foundations. Well, this foundation sucks. Oh, look, an attack card. An attack card. I was like, oh, look, an attack card. And so you
got
just
to
get to
cycle.
cycle through your deck because you played this 7 difficulty attack. It's a good ultra rare. And in Lord Raptor, that card fucking kills you.
And it also conveniently had weapons, so like after Red Horizon came out, you could just play that and be like, oh, I have 3 steel reses. Boop, boop.
That's how I designed Tam's. That's how I designed Tam's Vega deck.
Gross.
And then I didn't play Ultimate Deck because the card sucks.
It's whatever. The card was still good.
I agree. So, you want more focus on the cards themselves and having everybody using every type of card.
A device
Type of card.
Diverse card pool.
You want symbol synergy inside of 3 sets or 3 characters, make it a team.
Like I want like a mixture of what they did with Blood Omen and what they did for all of the King of Fire sets. They can like mush it a little bit. Like it doesn't have to be like a team format, but like the symbols are supposed to do similar things.
Yeah, totally.
And like a lot of times when I look at characters, they don't match up at all for like what they're trying to do.
Yeah, totally.
Like even though they have some of the same symbols.
And Travis, you were...
I'm for either Michael's idea or end of set stuff.
just a bunch of into set stuff?
Yeah, more end of set stuff.
Doesn't that get kind of into like, not to use the M word around here, but like magic of being like, hey, here's a bunch of one-off cards that you kind of just amalgam a deck together, as opposed to, hey, here's a package. If you played 4 of all of this, like you have a deck. Add 20 cards. You're fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have more interesting one-off intricate design than paint by numbers, if you get what I'm saying.
So a good artist can take a paint by numbers picture and make it the Sistine Chapel, but some new players or some players who are not very good at deck building maybe needs to take and throw 45 allies into a Dr. Wily 2 deck in order to have a deck.
Yeah.
So like, why not have both?
Why not both?
The creative players are going to find the intricate interactions and play Missile Launcher inside of Lilith 2 dot, even though that's not a 3 damage attack.
Yeah.
And the paint by number players are going to play a Cal Yuga deck and fuck people up that way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying you're
It's not like Tam does.
That
It's not like
comment
Tam
just,
doesn't have
spoke
to.
to me.
What?
It's not like Tam doesn't
No,
know how
because
to.
because of how I have Torn built.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like the obvious play in Torn is to like play cats and play the new action, which is called something cool. It's
You
got
have to
a
refresh it,
sick
that
name. I'm on
The
characters.
evil one.
Call of the Dreamlands and just like cats people, and then R remove your opponent makes a check. That check gets minus X equals the number of characters in your staging area. Hey, sorry man. Yeah, that got -4. Then this cat's had 45 damage. Or you could play this cool Evil Eye, discard a bunch of cards, draw a bunch of cards deck. Like, also really red.
Yeah.
His Torlos deck is sick.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Under air?
Under air, yeah.
With Irradiate and stuff?
Yeah.
That card's sick in him.
Oh
yeah.
my god, it's so sick. So yeah, what are you guys' opinions on designing the perfect Jasco set? I know that some people at Jasco listen and watch this, and even if they take none of our ideas, that's totally fine. It is totally okay for you not taking any of our ideas, Ryan fam. But at least, I don't know, hear us out.
Yeah.
Think about what you like and what you don't like, and if you liked none of it, then don't do that, right?
Yeah.
But just know there are 4 players that want you to do cool stuff, maybe. I don't know. You figure it out. And leave comments down below. Ryan reads them all. So with that, we're going to move on to topic 3.